to James S. Trent Arena for tonight's JV contest between the visiting Elks of Centerville High School and your Fairmont Firebirds. Tonight's officials are Brandon Tucker and Andrew Browning. Let's get to know the starters, beginning with the visitors, the Elks of Centerville High School. Number 5, Hobson Bell. Number 12, Andy Velasco. Number 23, Tristan Klum. Number 30, Luke Fullenkamp. Number 35, Emmanuel Dang. The Elks are coached by Zach Christensen with assistant coach Troy Stoller. And now the starters for your Fairmont Firebirds. Number 3, Jalen Razor. Number 14, Gavin Hellard. Number 23, Parker Levere. Number 25, Andy Amstutz. And number 44, Eli Sherwood. The Firebirds are coached by Kenny Sullivan with assistant coach Tim Sullivan. Tonight's MVCC High School Basketball Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council and media students from Fairmont and West Carrollton High Schools. It's being live streamed on Facebook tonight. Search MVCC Game of the Week.
All right, here we go, getting ready. We are off in our MVCC game, Junior Varsity Game of the Week. Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton bringing you tonight's call. It's Centerville versus Fairmont here in a late season G-Walk battle. They're going to redo the opening tip because I think it was called a jump ball, and Fairmont wins the opening tip and then is fouled. So not even 4 seconds in, a jump ball and a foul.
Talk about a quick whistle, Jared.
And Centerville actually won the tip. I thought they signaled it was Fairmont, but Hellard comes away with the rebound for the Firebirds.
Got it inside the game, but it wasn't able to finish in close.
You see Razor, turnaround shot is up, no good, but an offensive rebound by Hellard and the putback, and he was fouled.
Active defense there by the Elks, but they're still able to get the bucket. They almost forced a turnover a little earlier in the possession, but not quite able to get it.
Foul was on number 5, Hobson Bell. Free throw was no good by Hillard. And 23, Parker Levere for the Firebirds picked up his first foul, team's first. A lot happening in the first 30 seconds of our Junior Varsity Game of the Week. Now you're going to see
Klum throw it over to Dang. Now Dang back outside, back around to Klum.
Klum's three is no good, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to go back to the Firebirds.
It's really good ball movement there by the Elks. Find the open man, just wasn't able to convert it.
You're going to see Razor bring the ball up the court. He's going to be guarded by, it looks like Bell. No, actually that is Klum, I believe. Three on the way by Levi Sherwood is no good. And that one just didn't look like he got his feet set.
Inside to Hobson Bell, and he's going to get fouled. That was a nice entry pass by
I believe that was Klum, yeah.
Able to find his open man, and now he's going to go to the line for a couple of free throws.
Foul was on Andy Amstutz of the Firebirds. First free throw was up and good for Bell. And that's the Elks' first points of this game. A minute 12 into the first quarter, and Bell makes them both 2 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Now Razor to bring it up court.
Razor gives it off to Sherwood. Heavy pressure by Bell, and now Razor's going to be guarded by Velasco.
This is really aggressive defense by the Elks. They're having the Firebirds play all the way out by half court.
And that ball is a turnover there for the Firebirds.
And Razor's going to argue, say it's out on the Elks, but they're not going to buy that it went out on Velasco.
Yeah, it did not. He tried to throw it way too far away from the defender, and it just went out of bounds.
Now Velasco up top, now down to the corner to Klum.
And I think it knocked out of bounds, and I think it's gonna stay with the Elks. Yeah, you're gonna see Klum inbounded here for the, or no, actually Velasco's gonna inbound it for the Elks. And that was an over and back. You saw he caught 1 foot on the half court line, and the rest, that's just, you can't see it.
Yeah, lucky for the Elks, they didn't get it. And then Dang is able to pull up for the 16-foot free throw line jumper.
Razor dribbles out, kicks it back out to Sherwood. Now over to Hillard. Now you're going to see Sherwood cannot get any separation from Klum.
And once again, the Elks with this pressure defense that has the Firebirds starting their sets way out by the half-court line.
Sherwood's going to drive in, contact off the paint is good, and they're going to call the charge. That'll be Levi Sherwood's first, his team's third.
Yeah, that was good defense, able to get their feet set and stay square.
And that was so close, getting his feet set.
Well, Jared, all those calls are really bang-bang, so.
You drive into the paint, and then you see there, I believe Dang was fouled. Now Levere will pick up his second. First free throw is up and no good for the Elks.
Fullenkamp at the line.
Fullenkamp just missed the first one. Second one is up and good for Fullenkamp. And it puts the Elks up now 5-2.
Razor's going to heave it down court, almost out of bounds. He's going to be saved and then turned over. Now Dang's going to bring it up. He's going to drive.
Ball slotted away. What a block by Hillard.
Good defense by Hillard, able to get in the way, stop the easy drives. Now Velasco is going to have it. Passes Dang out on the wing. Now Bell up top. Now Fullenkamp. Back over to Klum.
Klum shot no good, but rebounded and thrown out of bounds. And now that was close to touching him while he was out of bounds.
And it looks like Klum was trying to put up a little floater, but he forced it and didn't get enough on it. Now that time, Fullenkamp drives to the basket. No good. Now Razor back the other way. Nice pass.
What a pass to Hillard, but it is denied. Or not denied, but it looked maybe it was tipped by Dang on the way up.
Now Dang throws it inside, and that's over the head of Bell, and that's going to be a turnover. Howard to bring it up.
Don't really want your big man bring the ball up the court.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Now they dish it down inside the number 35.
Sherwood. Oh, kicked it back out to Sherwood. And he's going to be guarded by number 13. Oh, and now he kicks it back out over to Razor. Down low to Hillard, and it's a turnover, but no, I think they're going to call a pull. Foul was on Bell. It's his second, team second.
Slow start to this game here, Jared, as the Firebirds going to get it inside the
Sherwood gets it. He's going to drive, kicks it off to Hicks, and Hicks was fouled on the way up by number 30, Fallenkamp for the Elks.
That was a nice dish by Sherwood, able to find the open man, get the foul.
Fairmont missed its only free throw attempt earlier in the quarter. Free throw, first one is up and good. And then you see number 32, Max Nauer, check into the game for the Elks.
Rebound by Razor, kick out to Sherwood.
Sherwood's three's no good. Fairmont 0 for 2 for threes in this quarter.
Dang comes up with the rebound, gives it up to Nauer, and he's going to drive to the basket. Off the rim, no good. And that's going to be Fairmont ball. Now Sherwood will get it into Razor, and he will bring it up the court. Razor in the corner.
Kicks it back out. Sherwood, oh, he thought about taking that three. Now they're going to reset out at half court with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Hicks kicks it over to Razor, but gives it back up to Jalen Razor. And Sherwood's going to drive in all the way. What a clear out by Hellard. And Hicks with the rebound and the putback.
That's good awareness by Hicks to be able to get the offensive rebound and put it back up quickly.
That was an excellent box out by Hellard, though, to clear the paint or pass. Nauer's three is up and no good.
Looks like Fallenkamp might have traveled under the basket, but there was a no call.
And that one's going to be a foul on Dang, it looks like.
And Dang, maybe a little frustrated, thought that was a clean peel. And there's a nice putback by Hicks. Now Razor up to Sherwood.
Kicks it over Hicks, and it goes out of his hands. Didn't get a clean handle on it. And that's the Firebirds' 5th turnover this quarter.
I'd say this is a somewhat sloppily played first quarter by both teams right now, Jared. Not really much going on for either team on offense.
No, 7 turnovers combined between the two schools, and 4 out of the 10 points have come from the free throw line. And what a block there by Hellard. And turnover there for the Elks, and Razor's going to come back the other way, and he throws that one way too hard out in front.
And you can see Razor, who is the intended target on the pass, he's a little frustrated with the outcome.
You can see how mad Kyle Moles was, the junior varsity head coach. Team has 6 turnovers and only 5 points. It's not good when you have more turnovers than points in a quarter.
For sure, Jared. And
3 on the other way is no good, but an offensive rebound by Nauer. Kicks it back out, 30 seconds left. Dang's going to drive, passes it down low.
Then out to Nauer, now swings it, and there's going to be a foul.
I believe that one's going to be on number 5, Jaden. That's the team's 5th, so 2 more fouls for the Firebirds, and Centerville's going to be shooting free throws for the whole second quarter. Slow-paced first quarter here, 5-5 tie. And I think Jane Razor's going to be called for his 2nd foul.
That I'll give Razor the...
Oh, no, never mind, they changed it. It was on Centerville's number 24.
Wow, I don't know about that. I totally think that was a flop. That looks like he deserves a Marcus Smart award for that one.
Well, the Oscars were Sunday. You think that was enough to get an Oscar?
I totally think so. That was a great acting job.
Hellard's going to shoot a 3 in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded there and the 3.
Fullenkamp.
And Fullenkamp's shot is no good.
Full court heave, not close.
And we're tied at 5 at the end of the first quarter in our MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week.
Lauren Gardner, Ella Groh, Shelby Kerr, Hannah McKnight, McKenna Moore, and Lauren Toby. Introducing your JV Firebird basketball cheerleaders. Captain Nolan Roth, Captain Darcy Tipton, Adeline Hennessy, Juliana Smith, Kelsey Day, Lillian Foster, Mallory Seaton, Vanessa Metcalf, and Haley Zavakis.
There you were introduced to both JV cheerleading squads between the quarter break, and Fairmont will get the ball to start this second quarter. And really, the only thing, what Moles had to tell that team is hold on to the ball. 6 turnovers in that quarter is not something that you want to have in the first quarter.
For sure, Jared. If you're turning the ball over, then you're not even getting shot attempts. So how are you, how do you expect to score if you're not even getting to shoot the ball?
Right, you're taking yourself out of this game. Hicks kicks it over to Razor. Razor's going to try and drive in, but no, he can't get any separation from Clark. Now you're going to see Razor kicks it over to Hicks. Gives it back out to Jalen Razor. He kicks it back over to Jaden. And you heard the JV coach yell, "Let's go." Hellard kicks it over in the corner. Razor's 3 on the way is no good, but a defensive rebound. I thought Hellard was going to come away with that rebound for the Firebirds. And that one was swatted away by Jalen Razor.
That was a good attempt by Cam Smith to push the ball, but better defense.
Actually, Jaden Razor with the block, not Jalen.
Better defense by Jaden Razor, able to stop it.
Kick over to Nauer, back out to Fullenkamp. Now in the corner, 3 on the way is no good. Offensive rebound and a putback. Foul there was by Braden Hicks for the Firebirds. Now you're going to see Quinn Hafner shooting 2 for the Elks. And Levere, surprising he's going to come back in with 2 fouls this early into the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised by that one, Jared. You don't want to get one of your starters in foul trouble early.
Second free throw was good there by Hafner.
Now Razor to bring the ball up, and Cam Smith gave him a lot of pressure as he was crossing half court.
Razor gives it back to Razor. Look at the dribbling skills and trying to make an electrifying pass instead of just making the for sure pass. And Fairmont turns it over for the second time in this quarter.
Yeah, he gave his man a good look, but it kind of looked like Levere wasn't ready for it. And sometimes the flashy passes can bite you.
Hicks stops, gives it back to Razor. Now kick over to, I believe that's Sherwood. And they're going to call Jaden Razor for an illegal screen. That'll be his second.
I tell you what, Jared, I really think that the Fairmont, they're just not seeing the court very well right now, because if you see like
you can't set, you can't, once you move or set, you can't move.
Well, right, but also I was watching and I saw that.
Who are the guys that will be having this on Facebook?
Yes.
What was that website?
The page is MVCC Game of the Week.
No spaces.
So now Razor back down the other way for Fairmont. He's going to hand it off to Sherwood. Sherwood back up top to Razor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Kick out to Hicks. Guarded heavily by, I believe that was Hafner. Almost a turnover. What a save there for the Firebirds. As you see, Amstutz kicks it over. Now Sherwood gonna drive in, kicks it back out. Hicks. And like you were saying, Fairmont just does not seem to be focused this first half.
Yeah, and what I was trying to get to, Jared, was that there was a couple times I was looking and Hicks would set a screen and then roll to the basket and he'd actually be open, and they just weren't seeing him.
Sherwood with the offensive putback there.
So I think if you're going to use the screen, then you have to like actually utilize it.
Right.
Finding the open roller.
Shot at the other end's no good. Fairmont can take the first lead since it was 2-0 on this possession.
Sherwood in the corner. He's going to drive baseline.
And I think he was fouled.
They're going to call the foul on the floor.
Foul was on number 21 against the Elks. Inbound pass goes to Hellard, and Hellard drives through the paint and can't get it, but an offensive rebound by Amstutz, and he can't get it either, and it's going to be the ref's call, and it's going to, well, now we're going to have a meeting. And while they talk about it, they're actually going to turn it over, but we might have the luxury of looking at a replay of that and see if they got it right.
Tell you what, I really liked the post presence by Hellard, but he just wasn't able to finish. It was a really nice move. You just gotta finish on those plays.
And Hellard was, there was a few games I saw at the beginning of the year where he was starting on varsity and actually getting some decent minutes. As you see, Centerville turns it over. And LaVere gives the Firebirds the first lead since 2-0.
I think that was one of the most awkward shots I've ever seen. He just kind of dribbled down, and he didn't look very prepared to shoot it, but after the bump, just kind of floats it up, goes right in. Now a turnover on the other end by the Elks.
I think he was looking for that bump. We'll see it at the end. I think he was anticipating the contact, and really I'm surprised that it wasn't called by that ref right there. I've seen less contact called.
Now Sherwood
gives it over to Amstutz, and a turnover there.
It's going to be picked by Luke Fulenkamp.
And just like that, it's tied back up at 9. Kick over to Amstutz, and he saved that one from going out of bounds. Razor.
Fulenkamp tried to take it coast to coast again. Wasn't able to get the steal that time.
Nice move to the paint through Sherwood.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Sherwood, able to navigate the traffic in the lane and finish with a nice, easy layup.
Shot attempt there. Long up court. Hellard lost the handle on it, and those are possessions that you cannot turn it over. Fast break opportunities like that.
Yeah, but I gotta say, Jared, that was an amazing pass.
It was a good pass.
Razor. It just not quite able to pull it in by Hellard. But that was beautiful, beautiful court vision.
Down low to Dang, down low even more to Fulenkamp. Misses the first, puts it back, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Now that's an interesting defense I don't think I've ever seen before.
Foul is on 14 Hillard.
That was a very late, aggressive trap, and when they tried to trap the ball handler, he was able to get the ball out of his hands very quickly for an easy attempt at the rim, but heavily contested, and now we're at the line.
First free throw was missed by Fullenkamp. But the second one is up and good. We approach a minute and a half left in a quick second quarter. Razor bringing the ball up the court slowly, under a minute and a half left.
Now Sherwood
kicks it back out to Jaden Razor. Drive all the way, I'm surprised, and it's going to be a charge.
Yeah, you gotta have a little more body control, and you have to pay attention to the defense a little better because he was set for a good 2-3 seconds, you know, like.
Yeah, he was set there. He was just
there
waiting on it.
Early. And, you know, we say that most of those calls are bang, bang. That one's not really bang,
Right,
bang.
that one was there and waiting. A turnover there. Amstutz comes back into the game for the Firebirds.
Now Razor's going to bring it up. He's going to throw it over to Amstutz. Deflected.
Razor's high shot is no good.
Fullenkamp is going to dribble off of Amstut's foot. What a wild possession we have going on right here. Jared Nauer gets the ball and then is mugged. They're going to call a
timeout. They gave Centerville a timeout. And really, when Nauer dove for that ball, I know he didn't take a step, but when he dove and slid right there, I've seen that called a travel 99% of the time.
Yeah, he's really lucky he didn't get the call. But what a crazy little situation we just had.
Yeah, that was insane. And that's the most energy we've seen out of both teams this half.
All day, for sure, Jared.
Hopefully the coaches can wake these teams up at halftime.
Yeah, I would definitely say that both coaches are not going to be happy about how this first half has transpired.
We've seen
only 21 total points on the board.
And 18 turnovers between the two schools. So.
Jaw-dropping.
Definitely something that both coaches don't want. I mean, we've heard Kyle Moles get pretty vocal with the team on the court. I haven't really heard that much from Centerville's coach.
And what a nice shot by Klum. Give the Elks a 13-11 lead, 20 seconds and counting.
And believe it or not, that's the first made three of the game.
And now when he throws it to Sherwood, it's going to go off his hand, go out of bounds. That's the 19th turnover of the half. Now Klum over to Nauer. Nauer.
Guarded heavily by Sherwood. 8 seconds left and counting. Dang has the ball with 5 seconds left. Gives it over. Shot down low. Got to get it off. And he gets it off with 1.3.
What a play, Jared. It kind of looked like he was going to shoot it. Turns out it was a lob pass. He gets it inside. I don't know how he's able to control that and put it up off the rim, but what a basket.
Yeah, it looked
by Quinn Hafner.
It looked like a shot, but then again I thought it was just going to be like you said, a lob pass. Free throw is up and good. 1.3 is enough to maybe get a half-court shot up if you can get it in the right motion. Full court heave will not be good by Razor. And that is how the first half will end in our MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week. Centerville leading 16-11 over the home team Firebirds. we go getting ready to start our second half. Andy, what do you think both teams had to work on at halftime?
Well, you know, Jared, I really think just communication and keeping a hold of the ball, because we talked about it. There was 19 total turnovers in the first half, and for any coach, that's absolutely unacceptable. So I think that they're going to hang on to the ball a little bit better, and so we'll probably get better offensive outputs here in the second half. And Dang.
Razor intercepts that one from Dang. A shot at the other end's no good, and a charge.
That's the third time tonight Fairmont has been caught on a charge, and I think you just have to have better control of your body. That is the 21st turnover of the game, back to back, coming out of halftime. The one thing I said we need to work on.
Almost another turnover there, but he got back on the ball there. Was Fullenkamp.
Fullenkamp hands off to Velasco.
Back over to Club.
Bell up top.
Down low. Shot by Velasco's good.
It's really nice finish. Nice look by Klump. Nice finish by Velasco. Now Dang is going to get the defensive rebound, bring it back the other way. Drive into the lane, give it off to Fullenkamp, and he's going to be rejected.
Three on the way by Klump is good.
3-point basket.
And the Elks are definitely having a quicker start here to the offense this half. As Razor, he tries to make a pass, it is deflected, and then there's a scrum on the floor for the ball. And as you see, when Dang dumps it inside on the rebound, they're gonna get a nice open three-pointer for Klump.
Centerville has stretched us out to a 10-point lead. Fairmont unable to score yet in this half. Has to figure out something in that huddle.
Yeah, and I think, if you're the Firebirds coach, I think you just got to tell your guys that, hey, settle down. We haven't really established ourselves in this game at all. We just calm down, get a couple of easy looks. Maybe we can, figure this thing out. It's going to be Soder out on the wing now.
And that shot is up and no good, but he was fouled on the way up.
Now Hellard will step to the line.
Foul is on Hobson Bell.
Hellard is going to make the first one.
Second one up for Hillard is up and is good. And Fairmont forces a turnover there, back the other way. Doucette, shot off the glass is no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback is good.
It was a nice offensive rebound there by Doucette after he gets a steal.
And this is a heads-up play for the coach, using the JV people that aren't used that much or can spare a quarter of playing time. And that's a travel. Fairmont forces 2 straight turnovers, can cut this to a 5-point lead. As you see, they got 3 people that are normally on the JV bench in Soder, Doucette, and Heller that are on the court now. So definitely a little bit more experience playing against stronger G-Walk teams as that one's turned over.
And Klump is going to pull up just inside the 3-point line. He had 1 foot on the line. He's going to drain that one.
And Fairmont looked like they were going to maybe mount a little bit of a run here with the back-to-back turnovers, and 2 made easy buckets, and now a 3rd turnover for the Firebirds
It's
this
stolen
quarter.
by Velasco, and he's going to put it up off the glass. He gets a soft roll.
And now a 6-point lead is now out to 10 again for the Elks.
They dish it inside to Hellard,
And
it's going to be blocked by Dang, and Hellard tried to save it.
Up-court pass, and it's stolen away back by the Firebirds. Doucette kicks it over to Razor. His shot is good, and Fairmont calls it time. Fairmont's calling it timeout.
We've had a couple of really kind of insane sequences here in this game, just like that one, where
The passing might be an issue between both of these JV squads, because it's either it's right on or it's an air ball away.
yeah, and in on that last possession, a lot of things happened very quickly. Hellard got the ball inside. He was blocked by Dang. He tries to save it.
You see here Toussaint and the give back to
He
Razor.
tries to save it, and when he does, he turns it over. And then there's the steal by Andy Velasco.
And that's just poor communication between Sherwood and Hilliard.
Yeah, and it really just doesn't look like Fairmont wants this one right now. It looks like they're kind of asleep at the wheel, whereas the Elks, it looks like they came out to the second half with a little bit of a sense of urgency.
Yeah, stretched it out to a 10-point lead. Fairmont, I mean, they forced 3 straight turnovers and got a couple baskets to cut it to 5, but other than that, it's lackadaisical passes from the Firebirds.
So now with 3:30 left, Dang is going to inbound to Klum. He's going to walk it up court.
Klum to Nauer.
Nauer in the corner.
Trying to get some separation from Hilliard. Gives it back to Klum. Back over to Nauer. Nauer kicks it out to Velasco. Pulls up from the free throw line. Shot is good.
And that was a nice offensive possession by the Elks. They were able to move the ball around a little bit. When they got the ball to Velasco, his defender wasn't ready for him, and so he rushed out to him, and Velasco was able to go right by him for an easy pull-up.
Razor's going to shoot a 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound by Doucette and swatted away by Dang, but Hilliard got the loose ball. It's still loose, but the Elks corral it.
Hellard not able to make good on the second opportunity, and Dang has 3 or 4 blocks on in this game.
Shot is good. And I think he's going to go to the line for one. Soder.
What a finish by Soder. He's going to take the bump, and then he's able to convert the bucket afterwards. Tough play by Soder. Watch it right here. Boom, takes the shoulder. And then with the easy finish. Soder's going to convert.
Cuts it to a 7-point game. Now Fairmont can string together a couple stops or maybe a couple turnovers. Get this down to maybe a 1-2 possession game going into the fourth quarter.
Dang, maybe over dribbles a little bit, gets it out to Nauer, now to Velasco. They're giving it all the way around over to Klum.
Gonna kick it back out. Dang, lost it.
It looked to me like he dribbled it off his own foot, but they're gonna call a foul.
That's gonna be on Hillard, his second. Or actually his third. I thought maybe he just lost the handle on it when he went in. I mean, the refs have not called a lot of contact here.
And when we look at the MVCC Game of the Week replay, I kind of agree. It still looks like it went off his foot. That's why we're not wearing the stripes. Now back the other way. Doucette has the ball at the top. Now over to Razor.
Gives it over to Soder. Soder's going to drive in. Off the glass is good.
What a nice finish by Ryan Soder. You know, I'm still not liking how the Firebirds offense is looking right now. There's not a lot of ball movement. And what an awful shot by Klum.
I think Klump tried to lean into the contact too much there.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a call a little too hard. Kind of wasted a possession on that one.
And this is where Fairmont needs to capitalize. You need to get a nice looking shot. It doesn't have to be, it could be a 2 or a 3, but as long as you get a nice shot attempt, try and cut this lead down.
There's a ball inside to Doucette. It's going to be stripped.
Back
now outside to Razor.
Jaden Razor's 3 is no good. And that is not the shot that you want to rely on. You're unable to make a 3 yet in this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Centerville's made it so hard for Fairmont to get the ball inside. Every time they get inside, it's either steal or a block, some kind of deflection. They're making it really hard. Now Razor back up the other way. He's going to break past his defender. Now over to Doucette on the wing.
What a move through the paint for Doucette.
What a hop step. That was beautiful, where he hops in and then is able to get back outside, convert the easy bucket.
He comes in. He has 4 points with 33 seconds left in the third quarter.
Now Razor pressuring Klump. He's going to throw that one up. Rolls off the rim. No good, but then
I think it's going to be a foul on Doucette. Robert Eberhard at the line for 2 for the Elks.
That was a nice finish by Eberhard after the offensive rebound. Or excuse me, nice attempt after the offensive rebound.
Free throw is no good, but an offensive rebound for the Elks. 3 on the way is up and no good. And I think that's going to be an over the back the other way.
Looks like maybe on Eberhard.
You were correct. That is the 7th turnover for the Elks this quarter. Fairmont, if they can make a basket here, if they can make a 3, it's just a 3-point game going into the 4th quarter. Doucette drives in, shot off. It looked like it maybe been altered in the air. Soder going to drive baseline, gets the shot off, and I think he was looking for contact. 5 seconds up court to Nauer. What a pass. And he was fouled. Hellard's going to pick up his 4th foul with 1/10 of a second left.
That was a sick pass by Max Nauer.
What a pass. First one is up and good for, I don't even think we know who's shooting the free throws.
I'll stretch it out to a 7-point lead.
I believe that was Cam Smith, if I think. And that one is not going to even count. And that is how the third quarter ends. Fairmont tried to make a couple moves there in the third quarter to make a comeback, but just the turnovers and errant passes is what kept Centerville's lead at 7 most of that quarter.
Well, and see, the problem was, Jared, is we talked about how both teams needed to come out and improve offensively and take care of the ball.
Centerville did.
And Centerville did a little bit, but neither team was able to do it to a great extent. If either team was able to really hang on to the ball, they'd probably have a 10 to 15-point lead. If you're Centerville, whereas if you're Fairmont, you probably have a 3-4-point lead. It's just the offense for both teams has been very sloppy.
Seven minutes left in this fourth quarter, or in this game, the junior varsity game of the week, our second to last game on the year. Fairmont gets the inbound, start the quarter down 7. Three on the way by Razor is no good. And if you're Fairmont at one point, you got to stop taking threes because you're now 0 for 10 from the three-point line.
Yeah, and like I just don't think that's a very good shot. Like he caught it, and
there hasn't been many good ones. Eberhard drives in, looking to kick it back out, and it's swatted away. And that's what Fairmont's going to have to do. They're down 7, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. They're going to have to keep their hands up and get in the passing lanes.
Yeah, that was active hands, good hands by Parker Levier.
And Fairmont forces a turnover. Jane Razor's going to take it. He misses the easy layup.
And those are just things that you cannot have if you're Fairmont right now. And I understand Razor trying to get back in the play on the other end causes a foul.
That's going to be Jaden Razor's fourth foul.
But you gotta play with a little more control.
And Amstutz is going to come in for Razor. We saw before we came on air the freshman won on a last-second buzzer beater shot for Fairmont. And now Fairmont's going to have to mount a comeback here if they want to try and keep the sweep alive. Now down 10 again.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot by Max Nauer, able to find his spot there in the mid-range and hit the easy little jumper.
And believe it or not, that was just his first bucket.
Yeah, we've said his name a lot, and he's a very impactful player.
What a drive through by Sherwood. Hicks with the rebound and the putback. Ball still alive, and Hicks, that's contact to the head. I knew incidental, but.
Yeah, that looked pretty rough, but Hicks is tall, but he's a pretty skinny kid, so you hit him and he kind of flies around.
Hicks gets the inbounds, kicks it over to Amstutz. And see right there, Razor, that would have been an okay three to take there. Wide open. And now you're going to take a three here, and that one's no good.
Yeah, there's just not really much flow in the offense. Cam Smith down the other way. He's going to miss, and Nauer tries to save it. He's going to go out of bounds off the Elks.
Razor's going to bring the ball up the court, guarded by Nauer, gives it over to Hicks. Now he's going to give it back to Soder, I believe. Oh, no, that's Amstutz.
Now over to Sherwood, back up to Amstutz at the top of the key.
Now back to Jalen Razor. Kick over. Sherwood's three on the way is good, and Fairmont makes their first three of the game.
That was a good shot by Sherwood. He was able to find the open range and knock down the shot.
Now we're going to drive in the other way. Or no, yeah, that was Nauer. Three on the other way. Can't answer back with one of his own. And it's going to, they say he stepped on the line when he was in it, but what a heads-up play by Hicks.
Yeah, you love the hustle by Hicks. If he gets there a little quicker, he's able to get that ball back for his team, but not quite. Now Hicks on the other end is going to get the steal. He's going to get the steal, and it's going to go. There's going to be a foul on Cam Smith.
Yeah.
You got to love the hustle after trying to save the ball on the last play. You're able to do it on the next one.
And now Fairmont trying to get, or Fairmont's driving. That's Smith's third foul. Fairmont one foul away from shooting free throws the rest of this game, something they could desperately need as free throws extend the game.
Yeah, if you're Centerville, you just have to calm down. Don't get ahead of yourself.
No,
yeah,
now Razor 4.5 minutes, down 7.
You don't want to be too aggressive.
And Fairmont knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Elks. Only Fairmont's first turnover of the quarter, so something they've held on to the ball at least.
Nauer is going to bring it up.
Now, what a pass by Nauer, feeding it to number 33, Quinn Hafner.
It's a really nice backdoor cut by Hafner.
That's two dimes Nauer has put on the court today.
Like we said, he might not show up in the stat sheet too much, but he's a very impactful player.
Sherwood step back, thought about that three. Down 9 with 3:45 left and counting. Amstutz kicks it out to Razor. Razor's shot is no good.
And he just hasn't been able to knock
he
it
gets
down
his offensive
tonight.
rebound.
He's throwing it inside to Hicks, and Hicks is going to put it up and
makes
in.
it, cuts it to a 7-point game. 3.5 minutes left.
This thing's not over.
No, Fairmont.
Firebirds, you just need a few stops.
Right, a couple stops, maybe a turnover or two, but you're down 7, but don't take the unnecessary threes. You have time to take shots. And now it's going to drive. And I don't know what, I've never seen that signal by the ref.
And, you know, I think that was a really good play call by the head coach, Zach Christensen, because that, you know, you want to give it to one of your more experienced players, make sure you're able to bring home the W in these closing minutes.
Foul was on Hicks, but I thought the foul was on the court well before the shot. Nauer misses the free throw, and Dang almost got the rebound.
Hicks is going to get the rebound. Now it's going to go up court to Razor.
What a pass. Razor's going to drive baseline, can't get the shot, but Levere with the putback.
Once again, a 7-point game, 2:53 on the clock.
If Fairmont can, now Fairmont needs to force turnovers because Centerville can wind this clock a little bit if they want on each possession.
You know, I think they're going to have to double Max Nauer, because look at that move.
What
exactly
move.
the reason you have to get the ball out of his hands. That was a sensational move.
That's a varsity move through the paint, and almost a turnover there for the Firebirds. And Fairmont's going to call a timeout. 2:29 left. Firebirds down 9.
That was a good.
Here we go again. Nauer's move.
Nice little jump step, get past the defender, and lay up the easy bucket.
.229 left. I mean, there isn't much that you would think that you can hear. I mean, you just got to force turnover and take for sure shots if you're the Firebirds this last 2.5 minutes. You see the band starting to file in for Fairmont's last home game of the season.
And this should be a good varsity matchup, Jared.
Right. Centerville drew the number 1 seed for the tournament. Fairmont drew the number, I believe, 10 seed in the upcoming tournament. I think it starts next week. Razor, what a shot and a foul. Or no, they're going to wave the basket off, an offensive foul.
That's the 4th charging call against the Firebirds in this game. Wouldn't that make a difference?
Right. That's 4. The 4th charge you said, that's 8 points, and it's a 1-point game because they made each of those buckets. And now you're going to see Fairmont, they have to come out, and now they're going to have to play a full court defense.
I'll tell you what, this has just been an excellent coaching job by Elks head coach, Zach Christensen. I mean, they weren't very good in the first half. Offensively and defensively, they did enough to stick around as Hafner is going to get that bucket. But offensively, they did enough to hang on to the lead. And then in the second half, they've scored 29 points, which is a much better half.
3 on that way was no good by Razor. And now a minute 50 left, down 11. And now, I mean, put the ball in your best handler's hand. And now I'm surprised the charge wasn't called there. Razor up court the other way. And Dang, the way he hit the backboard, it almost made the ball rim out.
That was impressive closing speed by Dang. Not quite enough to knock it out, though.
And a turnover there for the Elks. I mean,
This is what Fairmont needs now. If they can hit a 3.
A 3 here is almost crucial, or drive to the back basket and get an and 1.
Can make it a 2-possession game.
And just when we thought it was over, Fairmont gets a little bit of life support from an Elks turnover.
Yeah, you know, you really want Centerville to be more cautious with the ball.
And I think Fairmont just called a timeout.
Gonna talk it over.
A full timeout.
See what they can draw up coming out of this timeout. I think, you know, really all they've had in terms of shooting in this game has been Sherwood. So
then they've only made 1 3.
Yeah.
Fairmont is 1 for 11 from behind the arc.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good looks, not really been able to knock him down. But if you're gonna draw up a play for a 3-point shooter, I think he's probably the guy you got to go to.
Jalen Razor he took one earlier, and it didn't look bad, but yeah, Sherwood's the only one to been able to make one.
Yeah, and Centerville has played very good defense, so you know they're not just missing open shots. They played good defense, closed out, had a hand in the face in almost every single shot, but you know you just got to make a couple of them.
Coming out of the Fairmont timeout, they have the ball.
And when Fairmont goes on to lose this game, they're going to be frustrated with themselves.
Right, and you mentioned it, the 4 charging calls, that's 8 points. Razors 3 up and no good, but an offensive rebound. No, actually poked away. Jump ball in favor of the... Actually, they're going to give Centerville the timeout.
As Hobson Bell was able to grab onto the ball and get the call. But yeah, they've had so many opportunities. I mean, both teams had a lot of turnovers, but Fairmont had more. And you just have to, you know, be able to cut back on the miscues. And they didn't show the ability to come out in the second half and correct those mistakes. Not like the Elks.
A minute 18 left. Down 9 are the Firebirds, but I mean, you're going to have to pressure the inbounder, and you're going to have to play a full court defense, and you're going to have to force turnovers, or you're going to have to foul. You got a couple fouls in it for the and ones for the 1 and 1s for the Elks.
So a minute 18 left, Centerville with the ball.
And Fairmont's not going to, I'm surprised they did not put any pressure on the inbound. Unless you're going to pressure Dang, and he got it away quickly, so. And now we're at the other end, and he was fouled on the way up by Hicks.
And now we're almost able to knock that one down. The ball is going to rim out at the very end. It was a good attempt. Fairmont just a step slow in every facet of the game tonight.
Free throws up and good.
We had a buzzer beater to win the freshman game, but it looks like this one's going to be a little too far out of reach for Fairmont.
Puts it back up to an 11-point game. And that's the way you draw it up. I mean, the varsity match is the deciding match between the two schools. Best of 3, and we're going to be tied at 1 going into the varsity game.
This Razor's going to get a shot off from the wing. No good.
And it's going to go back to the Elks.
Yeah, and this game is going to be a lot different than last year's game when these two teams met, Jared, because last year we had a couple of teams both averaged around 60 points a game. This year, both of them, you know, have dropped off in the scoring department a significant amount because one team is missing.
What a block. Oh, sorry to interrupt you by LaVere there, but got to call the highlight plays for Fairmont when they happen. none much in this game for the Firebirds. But yeah, two totally different squads from last year to this year.
Yeah, Fairmont is missing their top 4 players from last year's team, and Centerville is missing 4 out of their top 5 from last year's team. So this is going to be a lot different. Definitely not one of the legendary matchups we've perhaps seen in the past few years, but this is going to be a very important game going in
right,
to
this
the tournament play.
Right. This one, granted the seeds are already drawn, but this is just for momentum. And what a way to build a lot of momentum than over your biggest rival school for either school. You got Fairmont and Alter has their rivalry, and Centerville Wayne has their rivalry, but this is a big one. This is a battle of 48 between the two schools. Dang makes the first one. And both teams, Centerville has a handful of seniors, but a lot of them are younger, a lot of juniors and sophomores, and Fairmont they've only got 4 seniors on the team, so definitely a lot of young talent on the court between the two.
Yeah, and a lot of guys that I'm really excited to see from Fairmont that we've been able to see kind of grow up to get to the varsity level over the last couple of years. Ryan Kiefer and Rich Ralph, those are going to be some guys that I'm going to be paying attention to a lot in this next game. Watch them grow up over the last couple of years, turn into very good quality players. That's something that's going to stick out about Centerville in this next game. Their height, their size is crazy.
Yeah, everybody's above 6'1" or taller except for Max Nauer, but he's played so much today in the JV game, he probably ain't going to see the court in the varsity game. So everybody is 6'1" or taller for the Elks.
Yeah.
And Fairmont's tallest player is 6'3". Or no, there's a 6'8", Quentin Elrod for the Firebirds, but I don't think we've seen him play this season. So the tallest player is 6'3", Dusan Doucette and Chris Thompson.
Yeah, and when you just look up and down the roster, you see 6'9", 6'4", 6'8", 6'4", 6'7", 6'7".
And
that's intimidating.
Right, 6'9" and 6'8" are brothers.
Yeah, they got a lot of size for the Centerville varsity team. It's going to be interesting to see if Fairmont's going to be able to stick with them.
Well, when we come back on live after this for the varsity game, I've seen a handful of Centerville games outside of our coverage, and I'll be able to tell you how those teams kind of kept the 6'9" and 6'8" people out of commission for that game.
Sounds good, Jared. So now at the line, we got Logan Adams. He's going to knock down the second
both free throws. Logan Adams, the baseball son's coach, Matt Adams, or coach's son. And that is how the junior varsity game of the week will end. Centerville wins it by 11, 46-35 over the Firebirds, setting up for an interesting varsity showdown between the two schools. Signing off for the rest of Miami Valley Communications crew, Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton. We'll be back for the varsity game.